We're now going to move on to recording our actual sounds and things that we created. I would suggest that you do the hand clapping method first, because that will help you learn how to stay in time with the metronome when you're recording. And if you can't do it with the hand clapping method and then align it afterwards, you will probably struggle with the actual sounds themselves. So next section is about recording our sounds. You might want to keep your hand claps. You can include them as part of your rhythms. I'm happy for you to do that. You'll notice in the project here, I've removed the loops to take it back to the single cells of material, of rhythms. And I've also returned the panning settings, the left and right speaker settings, back to 0 there. So just drag it to where it needs to be. So what we're going to do is add a new track. And we're going to go to voice and mic again, because we're recording audio. For the whole of this project, really, it's recording audio sounds. So that's the setting we'll need. What you want to do is actually take a very similar approach to what we've done with the hand claps. We want to record a short cell, a short rhythm that can then be repeated over and over. So I'm going to look back through my recordings that I did on my video, and I'm going to start with this one. Now I've chosen this rhythm because it's a bit like a drum beat. It will probably help me stay in time when I'm recording the rest of the beats. First thing to say is make sure that you've got your headphones in. I'm aware that these rhythms will be recorded with the internal mic on your laptop or the mic that's built into your headphones that you might use for your phone. So it's just basically got to be as close to the thing that you're recording as possible, but within reason. You might only be able to prop your laptop on a table or something, but just the idea is just try and get it as close as you can to what you're recording. The next step is that we want to make sure we've muted these two tracks that we've already used here. Just press this M here, that's the mute button. So we've muted both our tracks now. We may well have turned it off at some point. Let's turn that metronome back on. And because we've got our headphones on, that's what we're going to hear our metronome through. Once I've done that, I go back to this track because that's the one we're going to use. Again, make sure that mic is as close as possible. So I'm just going to move it now. And then what we can do is hit record and record it in exactly the same way that we recorded our hand claps. Okay, so that's my first cell. We need to do exactly what we did when we did the hand claps. We're going to move that as close to the beginning as we can, and this close-ish to the end. And then what I'm going to do is move the playhead to the beginning, zoom in, and this is the line we're looking for, isn't it? Can you see how all the other ones have lined up? Can you see how far out it is? So what I'm going to do is just click and drag that so it's nicely in time. That brings everything in time with where we want it. Click and drag that so it snaps in time there, and then zoom out a bit more. Go nearer to the end. Now we want full bars of a rhythm. So we've got 1 there, 2, 3, 4, but can you see it stops short of the end of the bar? So I'm actually going to drag that so it's longer. So it goes all the way up to the end. So now I'll drag that back to the beginning. Skip back to the beginning. Okay, so that's the first rhythm.